Today join me to the canton of Salinas in the province of Santa Elena. It was a trip I organized for a swimming competition at Chipipe Beach. The trip by car from La Troncal took us 3.5 hours. In Salinas there are some beaches. The competition was at Chipipe, as I had mentioned it. And let me tell you that it's one of the most beautiful I have been to. The trip is a little tiring, but it's totally worth it. The competition was Oceanman 2025, organized this time in Salinas. It's an international competition that has several categories of 500 meters to 5 and 10 kilometers, and depending on the age, I was in the 20 to 29 years old. Here we are going to the competition that started at 7 in the morning. The weather was quite cool, cloudy and suitable to avoid sunburn. What did surprise me was that it was cold and breezy more than I expected. It was the first time I went to a competition in the sea, so I was a little nervous. I had previously competed 5 kilometers in a lake, but in the sea it would be my first time. I expected there to be a lot of waves. Here we arrive at the preparation area, where you have to change, put on your buoy, and wear your ID numbers on your back, arms, and the backs of your hands. It's also recommended to use Vaseline on your things, armpits, and groin to prevent chafing. There were almost 200 participants. On Saturday, the 2-kilometer races and the children competed, and on Sunday, the 5-kilometer and 10-kilometer races competed. As you can see, we all wore the same cap. It was part of the kit given to us the day before, along with a backpack, a t-shirt and energy drink, and the corresponding numbers for the competition. The men started first, and here you can see that the women started 5 minutes after the men. Neoprene suits were always due to the cold weather, and the route was a circuit. We circled 3 buoys and arrived right next to where we started. Here we are competing, heading towards the first buoy. I love the competition. There were almost no waves. It's one of the calmest beaches I have ever been to, and the water is a beautiful green blue. What is quite noticeable in the sea, unlike swimming in other places, is the body is lighter, and it's because of the greater density of seawater, which makes the body float more easily. And here I am reaching the finish line. I am the one who arrives first among those 3. I can't even run well. I was really dehydrated, and at the end I was already getting cramps in my legs. I took about 3 mouthfuls of seawater while I was swimming, and it feels horrible how it dries out my throat. In what position did I finish? Well, I think it wasn't too bad. I finished 44 in the general category, 33 in the men's category, and 12 in the 20 to 29 age category. I did 38 minutes and 1 minute 57 for every 100 meters. Here I was looking for shells in the sea after the competition. The water, to be honest, felt warm. There are some photos during the event. Something that I found super cute was the children's category. There were some little ones who swam, and it was quite nice because when they entered the sea, some small waves formed that returned them to the shore. I love it. At the end they gave us a nice medal, water, and fruit to recover. Then we went to La Chocolatera, which is a viewpoint located 3.7 kilometers from Chipipe Beach, a 9-minute drive. It's located within the Salinas naval base. There are several viewpoints in this area, including the sea lion colony, where you can observe sea lions. Unfortunately, since it's located within the naval base, there were practicing shooting, and we were told that the sea lion colony was not accessible for this reason, so no way. This is La Chocolatera, which is the most prominent point on the Ecuadorian coast. The view is spectacular, the water is beautiful turquoise, but in addition to that, you can also see whales in the distance. If you stay looking at the horizon for a while, you can see how they take their fins out of the water. Here, while you observe the cliff, you can take advantage of opportunity to take some very nice photos. The place is quite clean and well kept. You can see people jogging, people on bicycle signs. The trails are quite long along this entire route of the viewpoint, so there are people who take advantage of the opportunity to exercise. This photo is from another viewpoint higher up where we were, right at the bottom at the tip, and you can see that the view is also beautiful here. You can take some nice pictures. After that we went to the Whale Museum, which is 3 kilometers from Chichipe Beach, the same distance as going to the Chocolatera, and it's a place you must visit by law. If you are going to Salinas, you should call ahead to reserve a 1 hour spot, since it's quite crowded and the museum is small. It's best to have a reservation already. The museum is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and this is what it looks like from the outside. The place inside is quite beautiful, full of skeletons, full of history. The man who gives the tour, Ben Hase, is passionate about animals, passionate about whales, and makes the visit quite comfortable, but fun and interesting. There are dolphins, various whale bones, sometimes sperm whales, where you can sit and take pictures or photos with skulls to like this one here. Here's the guide I mentioned and another sperm whale head where you can sit, plus a whale skeleton to the side. I would recommend going to the museum at night, as they light up little lights around the bones, giving the museum a more special, warmer touch. A visit to the museum requires a donation of $3. The man also sells glasses, cups, and some books he is writing. The next day, our next stop was Ayangue. This was somewhat improvised as we wanted to take a whale watching tour in Salinas, but due to the 5 and 10 kilometers Oceanman competition, all types of food were prohibited until noon. To make the most of the morning, we had to travel to this other beach. In the end, it worked out really well for us because whale watching tours in Salinas were under $20. However, in Ayangue, we found tours for up to $13 per person, and they include both whale and sea lion watching as well as snorkeling. From Chichipe Beach to Ayangue, we took approximately an hour and a half following the Spondylus route. The route is beautiful because you can enjoy the beach along the way. The place is a tiny fishing village where as soon as you arrive you will come across the letters Ayangue. Approximately 6 to 7 kilometers from that beach, you will reach Pelado Islet, a rock formation where you can observe sea lions, bird watching, and even book scuba diving tours to observe sea turtles, small fish, and even the statue at the bottom of that area. As I mentioned, the tour was inexpensive at $13 per person. If you like, write in the comments and we'll send you to the contact number. Here we are boarding the boat. As you can see, the beach is quite beautiful. However, I thought Salinas Beach was better. The boat ride takes approximately 15 to 20 minutes and you can really enjoy the intense sparkling blue of the ocean. As you can see, it's recommended to go in the morning because there is less wind, and if there is less wind, there are fewer waves. You will get less seasick and you will enjoy the trip more. Look, we were able to record some whales. There is one and there is another. Here is a photo where two appear together. It seems that one is a calf. The water is very beautiful and calm enough to see the whales. We were already approaching El Pelado Islet, which is considered a marine reserve. You can see the sea lions, which are enormous, the size of a cow. I thought they were as small as seals. Here are some photos. They were scary because they make barking or growling noises. I assumed they were fighting over territory or a female. Since we were 100 meters away, it was a bit scary to go into the water. We were able to go into the sea for a bit. Most people snorkeled, but I was able to swim for a while next to the islet with a view of the sea lions. At this point, due to the breakers formed by the islet rocks, there are already small waves, so people on the boat can get seasick. We tried to do a little diving without equipment, but we only saw fish. They say that with the right equipment you can see manta rays or turtles. Here are a few photos with an incredible blue background of the place. Let me tell you that the adventure is totally worth it, 100% recommended. Thanks for watching this video, and I will leave you with a small piece of the view from the Chocolatera.